Before we get to that inconclusive hair, there's still a mixed sample of DNA retrieved from Nancy Guthrie's home, separate from the hair. And I've been told by a source that genetic genealogy is underway, that some has led to people that they've already matched to some people, but they were cleared as suspects. What do you think is happening behind the scenes with that process in particular?
I think that makes sense that they have performed some genetic genealogy already, but it led to people who didn't turn out to be suspects. When you are collecting DNA from a crime scene like that, that's very likely going to happen. As far as the mixture, well, we knew it was a complex mixture. We knew it was more than two people. It is disappointing to hear that it's four or more people with these most latest interviews that the sheriff has given, because that is going to make it extremely difficult. Now, the traditional law enforcement profiles that have been used for decades, they have had time to develop techniques for deconvoluting those types of mixtures. So sometimes they can create the type of profile that would go into a law enforcement database and look for a match meaning that person. Where we're probably seeing them run into trouble is we've been using SNP testing, the type for genetic genealogy, for a far shorter period of time, since only 2018. And so there hasn't been as much time for the scientists to figure out how to deconvolute or separate out each of those individuals' DNA profiles so we can then identify that person through genetic genealogy. So I think what's happening is multiple labs and companies and probably academics are trying to create a method to separate out these four different persons or more. If you think about it, there are hundreds of thousands of genetic markers that we need for genetic genealogy. So if you say 700,000 genetic markers, which is what we typically use, times 4 or 5, that means there are millions of genetic markers in that DNA sample that they have to go in and try to separate out and figure out which of those A, T, C's, and G's belong to each of those separate individuals. And I think that is what's holding up that process, unfortunately.
Cece, how quickly is the technology changing? And is there any new tech on the horizon that you know about that could come online that could really change everything with this case?
Yes. Now, because genetic genealogy and the SNP files that we use, that's more advanced technology, really burst onto the scene in 2018. And we've been able to solve over 1,000 cases, and many hundreds of violent criminals have been identified through this process. Suddenly, there's a lot of interest in this type of testing and trying to figure out how to work with non-optimal samples like this mixture that we are dealing with in this case, apparently. And so there are many people working on this problem, many brilliant people. And I have heard of one type of processing and analysis that seemed very, very promising to me. But science does move slowly, unfortunately. We saw during COVID how fast they were able to come up with a vaccine, and everybody was amazed at that process. Typically, it's a very slow process. There's a lot of validating that has to be done. There's a lot of testing. There's a lot of certification even that needs to be done on new techniques. And so I fear that we still may be a ways off. I hope I'm wrong. It would be wonderful if somebody just figured out how to work with these types of complex samples, but it's a very challenging problem, and it may take months or even years until that is something that is viable for genetic genealogy.
Well, I hope it doesn't take too long, especially with the Nancy Guthrie case, because it's so heartbreaking every day that goes by. Cece Moore, really appreciate you taking the time to come on with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.